Hey guys, we wanted to show you a video of Bama and what we want you guys to work on with her in the heel position. So at this stage in the training, she's still pretty easily distracted by a lot of smells and lots of different things, people, dogs. She gets out in public, she gets pretty distracted. So what we want to show you is how we get a dog to have a nice heel position. So she is just on the prong collar. We'll talk about how to properly fit a prong collar. Position wise, when we reward her, we want to reward her to the side of us. And what we're looking for is that shoulder. So if that shoulder is next to our leg, that's generally going to be the best way for you to maneuver the heel position. So you can turn right, you can turn left, you can kind of steer her. If she is out ahead, she's going to crowd you, and it's going to be a lot harder to walk her. So heel position is really great. What Jess is doing is she's making lots of directional changes. So what this does is two things. It kind of shapes the position of where she needs to be in, and also gets her mind to pay more attention. And so what we're seeing with her is as we make her work harder to stay in the heel position, she's more she does it better. She's more eager to please, and if we're trying to nag her, typically she's just going to tune us out. So if we make her work hard to stay in that position, better things are going to happen. Now we don't allow sniffing when we're working. So she had a plenty of opportunity to go potty before we start work, and then we'll give her a potty break halfway through. So we really don't allow a lot of sniffing because she's not really healing. I mean, she can be walking nicely on a leash, I guess, and have her head down, but really what we want to see, so she's interested in, there's like 2 rocks right there on the grass that she's wanting to sniff. We're not allowing that. And so what Jess is doing is she'll move away from it. If she doesn't follow right away because she's not paying attention, she's giving tiny little leash pops on the leash. So she's even kind of throwing some food out to kind of distract her and stuff, so that she's trying to show you. There you go. Good. So see how she moves away and makes Bama come into position. So with that leash, it's really important that it stays loose until we need it. So she's just doing short little pops on that leash. Good. And she actually came pretty willingly there. So just would have used a leash correction, but Bama is starting to understand, okay, I got to pay attention to you, I got to stay with you, and it's hard to do so. So right there, little correction. Good. And just tiny little pressure on that leash, tiny pops. We don't love constant pressure for this kind of stuff. A lot of the times constant pressure dogs continue out. So see how that buckle is loose and that prong collar is relaxed until we need it. Good. Good. Even as Jess drops food on the ground accidentally, or if Bama doesn't get it all in her mouth, she's not letting her put her face to the ground so to get the food. She's got to only take food from Jess, and it only comes from paying attention. If a piece of food drops on the ground, that's super important that we have her keep her head up, because for service dogs, we want to see that she's able to ignore food. You know, in restaurants, grocery stores, stuff like that. So only gets rewarded and only gets food for paying attention to the handler. Good. Now this is great. Now she's paying attention, she's looking up. So this is more beneficial than miles on a walk. So a lot of people are like, we took our dog for a 10-mile walk and they're still not tired. Probably the dog didn't have a ton of structure on the walk, but this right here is all a mental game. So she's got to ignore distractions. You can tell she's getting calmer in her demeanor. She's got to ignore distractions and pay attention. It's a lot of work mentally. You're gonna have a much calmer dog for that, and your parents will be grateful for that, having a calmer dog in the house. Calm dogs are good dogs. They're more cuddly, they do better things, make better decisions. Crazy dogs don't always think clearly, and they're more likely to jump and make silly decisions. But good. Position wise is good. So Jess is only rewarding her from that position. So when you hold the treat in front of your body, a lot of the times dogs want to come out in front of you, and we don't want that. So she's not going to reward that position until she's right next to the side. And so you got to either reward with the left hand, that's the heel position, so either the left hand, or you cross over like Jess does with the right hand. So that's really great. Good. So yeah, so she's even kind of resetting her to make sure that she has that nice heel position next to her, and she's not not coming forward. What you reward is what you're going to continually get. So because you know, Bama right now in this state of mind, she's very eager, like, what do you want me to do? What do you want from me? We want to make sure that there's a lot of clear communication and there's no confusion with the dog. So if there's confusion, typically not having the best training session. Good. But that's great. And what also is happening naturally is Bama is learning to automatically sit next to Jess, because she's done so much sit for treats. We're utilizing that, so Jess can even wait a little bit longer when she's in that heel position and get a sit. There you go. Good. Got distraction over here. Let's see how she does here. I'll kind of show you what to do, and she gets distracted. I don't think she sees the person yet. She's looking for food. There you go. Little distraction. Good. So you kind of see she gets excited. She loves people, and she's still very much a puppy brain, but we really, really want her to pay attention. And there you go. Good. Good. So Jess is withholding reward until she gets that nice focus again. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll hold a treat in front of the dog's face and to kind of like trick them, like, no, pay attention to me, I'm better because I have food. That's not always the worst way to do it, but what we're doing here is we're waiting for Bama to make the better choice, and paying attention back on the handler. And so there's a little bit more correction that comes until she pays attention, and once she has that consistency and she's really truly paying attention like that, you see that, how she checks in right there? That's what we want to see, that check in, and then Jess is giving her the food. So there's no bribery. Bama has to work and she's got to do it. Good. And then once she does, good things happen. Good job, Bama. This is great. Good. I'm even distracting, huh? This is a happy lab. Good, nice. So this is what you should be working on daily for 15 minutes a day. So 15 minutes a day in your front yard. Front yard is more beneficial than the backyard, because you got way more distractions outside of your home environment. People walking by, even sometimes if we're lucky, we have other people walking their dogs by. Really great to utilize that distraction. Get her to pay attention with those. So anyway.